Mama, good morning to you. You're looking sweet. What's happening? Are you looking forward to the weekend?
Liar.
Will you be going to class
That
today?
song was just to say you're welcome back to the show. This is the AM show.
Oh, Mama.
Yeah. Song selected by Patricia Gasu and not Roland Walker. Nowhere close, but good morning.
Good morning to you, my dear. How are you?
I'm good.
How are the kids? Do they worry these days or they've stopped? You are nowhere close to being relieved.
No way.
Yeah.
But we have Auntie Funke. Oh, no, not Auntie Funke. We have Crystal on the show this morning. She'll join us pretty shortly here on the AM show. And we're going to send Roland off. You can have the rest of the morning.
I was asking Crystal. I thought her face looks like some pepper them. But as I was asking her, are you pepper them or sugar them? And she says that
must
no
you
opinion.
belong to...
No, but you like this. I look at you. No.
I'm what?
I mean, physical. If not that I had interacted with you, you are pepper them. Crystal is pepper them.
But because of the interaction?
Yeah, so you are sugar them. You know, so I interacted with Crystal.
Oh,
and
my God.
she says that, look, she really has no opinion about any of them at all. She'll cook when she has to. She won't cook when she doesn't have to.
Same.
I love that.
I feel same.
I know, right? We're suffering. Time
for us to do the newspapers, the hardcore newspapers, and we will start off. Yeah, we missed the Daily Graphic yesterday, so let's begin with the Daily Graphic newspaper this morning. Front page of the Graphic is corruption. Majority, minority disagree over latest perception index. They always do, don't they? But story comes with Linda Oforikwa for a picture of her. She's executive director, Ghana Integrity Initiative. She gave us that news, at least her organization, that's resulted in this disagreements. But obviously, yes, people will not agree, especially people in power. That story on page 3 says majority and minority members of parliament have slagged it out over the latest corruption perception index, which has downgraded Ghana's corruption perception. The minority MPs said the report was a reflection of the corruption in the country and an indictment on the government, which came to power on the back of promises to fight corruption. But the majority MPs said the report used 2015 and 2016 data, and so the corruption perception rather pertained to the era of the erstwhile NDC government in 2015 and 2016. The report released
How was that possible?
The local chapter of Transparency
It's not 2017
International.
report.
Yeah, but you know, it's always data from behind. But this also happened during the Mahama administration. So, and then I think it resulted in some apology later on. But does it even matter which year? It's a perception. That's it. Let's deal with it. But obviously, we have to make it MPP, NDC all the time. It's a true reflection of the state of our politics today. Still on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper, pathologist submits JB's autopsy report. That's on page 16. We'll get to that in a bit. And then courts to give judgment in Jida case today. One of the big stories that we'll certainly be following. On page 16, though, that's where those two stories are. So on page 16 in the Daily Graphic. First, the pathologist submitting this autopsy report says the pathologist who conducted the autopsy on the murdered legislator J.B. Dankwa Edu has finally submitted the autopsy report to the Accra Central District Court. The medical officer, Dr. Lawrence Edusei, has been under immense pressure from the courts and police prosecutors to release the autopsy report 2 years after the murder of the MP. According to police prosecutors, the delay in the release of the autopsy report had hampered their effort to build a solid case against Daniel Esiedu, aka Sexy Dondon, and Vincent Bosu, aka Genie Agogo, the two men linked to the murder of the MP. So hopefully with this autopsy reports, we will have this, speedily, really, because everybody has been asking. And you get worried when it's a prominent member of the society who lost his life the way that it happened. And if 2 years on, we haven't brought closure, even though we've arrested 2 people who are allegedly directly responsible for his death, then you wonder. As for us, if you're a commoner, an ordinary person, you begin to worry, if it happened to me, how many years would it take to bring closure? So hopefully there will be some speed up. But there's a lot more to the story. There's a breakdown of it, the report that's been submitted. You can read all about it, and then the facts of the case, just so you can bring yourself to where we are with the matter. And then the Accra High Court will today decide the fate of Mr. Abuga Pele, a former National Coordinator of the defunct Ghana Youth Employment and Entrepreneurial Development Agency, JIDA, and Mr. Philip Akpena Asibit, a businessman, over the 4.1 million Ghana cedis JIDA scandal. So the judgment to be delivered by the Financial and Economic Crimes Division of the Accra High Court, presided over by Mrs. Justice Efiasewa Asari Boche, is the culmination of more than 4 years of legal wrangling between the two accused persons and state attorneys. All eyes will be at the commercial court today. We will tell you the latest right here on our show. So let's look at what's in the center spread. Center spread of the Daily Graphic: access to justice limited for low-income earners and marginalized. That's in the Amnesty International report. So 2 reports coming back to back. This one from Amnesty International, and then the Ghana Integrity Initiative on the Corruption Perception Index. And then Economic and Organized Crime Office Governing Board inaugurated. That was quite detailed in our AM News. Back page of the Daily Graphic: the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has signed on some seed growers to serve as backups in the provision of seeds for the government's flagship agricultural program, Planting for Food and Jobs. And then improved poultry feed brand unveiled. That's the story, or these are the stories you'll find at least on the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Roland is holding on to the Times.
Yeah, so I have the Ghanaian Times, but no, I'll do the Daily Guide first.
Are you confused?
No, I'm not. So, front page of the Daily Guide, we have looters running away amid hints. Did you read his epistle, the last one, before he formally resumes office? Of course, we're waiting for what the Supreme Court will say.
But it's a bit contradictory, though. I don't know, Shirley.
I
wish he had not written. I wish he had not written.
I read it and I was saying,
I wish he had not
written. You know, sometimes you can read one of those.
So Suhini was right after all, you know, like... Yeah. Protecting his sources.
Was it the right thing to do? Not the right thing
but
to do.
You know, yesterday we're talking about Valerie's writing.
Yeah.
And this came a day after, but I'm not sure he had seen what Valerie had written before.
This one came
a day after Valerie's writing.
Okay. No,
yeah.
His came a day before.
A day before Valerie?
Yeah, he wrote before Valerie wrote.
Okay.
I'm sure he would have replied sharply. On channel. But this one I replied it though. All right, so we have that story there. Is on page 3 of the paper. It says a number of things, and in the article he noted the 1992 Constitution protects every citizen from capricious exercise of discretion, and I will ensure strict compliance with the letter and spirit of the 1992 Constitution in protecting...
Shouldn't he hold on to the swearing in and then that court case, that age issue that Dominic Ayeni has taken on?
He believes it will come to naught. So yeah. I guess that's where we are now. And then we have a Tanzanian woman jailed over cocaine, was somehow arrested around Ghana.
In Ghana, actually, at the Kutuka.
Okay. So the story, where's the story, guy? Lady on your sharp crowd. We're able to escape. We have set trap for you, then you came to fall inside. How? A Tanzanian food vendor who was arrested at the KIA, that's the Kutuka International Airport, by NACOP officials has been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment, and the convict, Basaida Zena Jafari, was arrested apparently with some 2.3 kilograms of speedball, a mixture of cocaine and heroin, with street value of some $70,000 only. What do I say? And the woman, according to NACOP, arrived in Ghana recently on board a Rwandan air flight. I'm sure it was transit, so fell into trap. Baumia Bugi is in Burma camp, and Zoom Lion case, that's a youth employment agency. But let's go to the center spread. Is the news one pull out of the Daily Guide, like reviewing it all the time. These are some of the reasons why I like them. I use, what do we want to say?
Dildo.
Dildo. I use dildo on stage.
Oh, so it wasn't real.
Yeah, he says it wasn't real. You know, we have captured videos and a picture,
God.
a number of pictures. So you can't. You know the thing is that you don't know.
Why, sir?
So dildo. Anyway, so we have it there, and apparently.
Did you just do that?
No,
okay, yeah,
it's
you
off
are not
air.
on air. Yeah.
Sometimes we have to be circumspect. So, but
no, you in particular.
I'm not circumspect.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Director, can I? My producer is here. So, and Tony Braxton, and Bedman, they are engaged.
Yeah.
And you know this woman. Sometimes she.
Why are you judging?
I'm not judging. A Bedman. Bedman, the more than you.
What's wrong with him? That's
okay.
What she wants.
After Tony Braxton sparked engagement and marriage rumors when she was pictured sporting a massive ring, her supposed husband.
So,
I'm reading. Her supposed husband to be Bedman visited the Wendy Williams show on Tuesday. Hey, Wendy Williams, another hard woman. And I have abandoned my medical dream for acting, and that's according to a very popular actress, Naomi Arize. Do you know her?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you said no. Let's do the Ghanaian Times. So on the front page of Ghanaian Times.
Naomi
Arize, which of movies have you watched?
No, I listen. Yeah. I don't remember movie titles.
Confess.
I don't remember movie titles. I just see their faces and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a familiar face. That's about it.
So we have the Ghanaian Times. They have on the front page. Lawyer shortage hits legal. Oh, is it now? I think it's always been known. And yesterday we're told that they need about 300 more. They have only 300. So in all, they need to have a total of 600.
They won't get from this very last batch because they failed massively.
Meanwhile, anyway, only 23 lawyers offer services to vulnerable population. Already we have mass deficits as far as the ratio of lawyer to the citizenry or the general population is concerned. The story is on page 70 of the paper, so just grab the Ghanaian Times.
But that one is a choice. So you can have like 1 million lawyers released into the system. You can have just a few of them paying attention to human rights.
The 300 is the choice. But I'm talking about the lawyer to the general population, the ratio.
Yes, I get it.
There's a massive shortage. Yeah.
But you still have. But you see, that's the thing.
That
but you still have a lot more lawyers staying in the cities. So a lot more in Accra, maybe in Kumasi, the city centers, but in the very rural areas where their services are needed, you'd find that you'd virtually find no lawyers. So that is a choice.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Choices we make. Ghana Pentecostal and Charismatic Council condemns doomsday prophets. Falls in line with discussion this morning. Entertainment industry prophecy. It's even come to the mainstream media.
They say we need some kind of revelation.
I heard your name yesterday on Facebook.
You heard whose name?
The chief executive of International Ministry of, was saying Mamavi Osabuaje was going to. I said, well, that's good. So we have government also committed to addressing logistical needs of the Ghana Armed Forces. That's a story attributed to the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Ghana drops in Corruption Perception Index. That's page 4. And then we have the back page. The story is featured 75 African Americans coming for Black to Africa Festival. And 5-member SEDCOM board inaugurated. All right, we're done.
Let's follow up with the Finder newspaper. Front page of the Finder, give NRSC, that's the National Road Safety Commission, teeth to bite. And it's almost as if May Obri Yabua is showing her teeth to, exhibit what she wants either government or the authorities to give to the National Road Safety Commission. Really essentially to enforce strict compliance to reduce accident. And she is engineer Mrs. May Obri Yabua, Executive Director of the National Road Safety Commission. I can imagine if you're responsible for an institution that is supposed to be educating people on road safety regulations, and when they flout it, you can't do anything. I mean, really.
But do we need the Road Safety Commission to be empowered? I
Well,
don't think so.
she's been there. That's what she's saying. Let me read a bit of what she's been saying.
The empowerment has been given to the Ghana Police Service. I think that's a reality.
Okay, so let's read this angle. So the Road Safety Commission has appealed to the executive and the legislature to fast track and pass into law a bill that will change its current awareness creation status to a regulator. The Commission believes that the change of status will empower the Commission to play a major role, given that it would have the teeth to bite, in quotes, unquote, partner agencies and compel them to do the right thing. Yeah, but I kind of agree with you. Yeah, because
overall we have the courts that
if you're changing to a regulator, yes, and then what else can you do? Like what would you do? You will still not be police. You will still not be a courts.
Yeah. So I don't. Because we have too many institutions responsible making sure regulations are enforced, and they just don't do it. So we just don't need to be giving people more powers or institutions more powers.
There's a whole police department responsible for
MTTD
motor traffic. Let's run through the rest of the headlines. Boss states record on sale of crude oil. 1 million freight transited Ghana's port to Burkina Faso. Pathologist drops autopsy report of murdered MP in court. And then extreme feminism is a threat to marriage. That's according to a certain pastor.
Who said that?
That's on page 10. He says extreme, so on page 10. But on page 7 inside the Finder, there's a worrying story. Ghana behind schedule in implementing WHO International Health Regulations, Public Health Acts. And if you get into the story, just like we do with a lot of these other treaties that we enter into, we're so quick to sign and so quick to incorporate it into our laws. So this one, through the Public Health Act of 2012, Act 851, Ghana incorporated the regulations into her local laws, making its implementation mandatory. Now, 5 years later, the country has yet to effect the implementation of the provisions of the international health regulations. And if you read the story, they say that we are one of the few yet in the sub-Saharan Africa yet to implement the World Health Organization international health regulations. And I'll tell you, the objective of this is to prevent biohazardous infectious diseases. Sometimes I'm sure we don't even know what it means to us locally, but we just quickly sign on to it, and then it becomes our headache thereafter. But let's start on page 10. Yes, the extreme feminism. It says Reverend David Nabegmado, senior, I hope that I mentioned that right. If I didn't, please accept my apologies. Senior pastor of the Central Assemblies of God Church, Tema Community 4, has waded into the debates that women who cook for their husbands are slaves, saying that that kind of ideology is dangerous and a threat to the foundation of marriage.
But Eve did not cook for the husband, because there's nowhere in the Bible that says he cooked for the husband. I don't see all this business about, those issues are real, right? Because sometimes these days we have women who are working like you, we all close at 8, or come and eat in the evening. No wonder we the men are developing pot bellies, and we're around because we want the woman to be cooking all the time. It's not a fair business, is it? I don't think you're cutting me off. It's not fair.
I didn't say nothing. Just quiet. Let's do the new Crusading Guide.
That's how I never participated in the sugar them food.
The new Crusading Guide newspaper.
For her kids.
Roland just wants to make an excuse for not eating at home regularly. Yeah. Front page of the new Weekend Crusading Guide. Don't go into exile if you are clean. I guess this is another angle to the piece that he put out, according to Martin Amedu.
So yesterday.
YEA sanitation module saga. Zoom Lion speaks, welcomes the move. And what's the move? The move is that they're going to open it up for others, to make a bid when the contract with Zoom Lion comes to an end in June. I must say, though, it doesn't mean that Zoom Lion is out. It just means that many more will compete for the deal. So they might still, you know, end up getting it. Okay, all right. So weapons wielding land guards invade. Well, this one is a gun community. Bitchley. Where's it?
It's around Michelle.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's not too far from my place.
Okay. So front page headlines when you grab the new weekend crusade and guide. Roland will do the Daily Dispatch. I'll come back with the business.
So on the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper, we have 2017 Corruption Index Ghana scores lowest since 2012. It's boldly on the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. We know that since this publication, the last 24 hours, we've had reactions and interactions and inactions and all the commentary. I don't know what Mamavi's stake is on this, but let's move on. Other stories: sale of crude oil on September 2017. In September 2017, Boss states the facts, and then Zoomlion on year's review of sanitation module. We have other stories: the FBI and the CIA warn on use of Huawei and ZTE phones. The story is on page. This is a fascinating one I read about 3 days ago. It's found itself on the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. It says things are still looking pretty bleak for Huawei's plans to conquer the U.S. market, because earlier this week, top members of intelligence agencies, which includes FBI, the CIA, and the National Security Agency, that's the NSA, reaffirmed surveillance concerns about the company and fellow Chinese smartphone maker, ZTE. All of this is nothing new, of course. The company's troubles date back at least as far back as 2012, when a House Intelligence Committee cited both a security potential risk over close ties to the Chinese government, and the following year they were both barred from selling the product to the U.S. Government. But I know that's Xiaomi, that's MI. They sell in the U.S. as well. I don't know whether they've also been banned. They're Chinese, one of the biggest Chinese phone companies in China. They sell in the U.S. I don't know where they still sell though. I had somebody who brought a Xiaomi phone to be sold in Ghana. So those are the stories. Yeah.
All right. The last paper will go online. Business and Financial Times newspaper front page. VIP reiterates government's interest in strengthening payment system infrastructure as GT Bank officials pay courtesy call. Also, $5.8 billion US organic fertilizer market goes untapped. That story is on page 3. And then too early to scrap inflation targeting regime. That's a call by the head of the economics department at the University of Ghana, Professor Peter Korte. That story is in the paper. And there's this rather fascinating story. Blue-eyed toddlers turn to modeling to raise funds for ear surgery. I feel like pulling that story up, but it's in somewhere in the paper. I have to take my time and look for it. So we're just going to skip that, but you can grab the newspaper. Oh, okay. So it's a whole colorful page. That's it. So they have like an eye defect. They need surgery, but apparently they've been modeling to raise money so that they can do that. Wow. Let's see if I can find the full story. Let's see if it's possible that somebody can also support them. Okay, so the story is here. It says, 2 toddlers born in Ghana with blue eyes as a result of the rare genetic disorder called Waardenburg syndrome have turned to modeling to help raise funds for surgery to treat their hearing loss associated with the defects. A year and 10-month-old Rebecca Chokta Dume from northern Ghana was born with a genetic disorder. She was discovered a month ago by Ghanaian model and entrepreneur Philomena Esinam Afi Antonio, who is raising funds to support the girl to undergo surgery. Oh, that's nice.
She has blue eyes.
Yeah,
but
so they've got blue eyes, but it's
an eye deformity.
It's a defect that's affecting their hearing as well. So that's it. So you see the blue eyes.
So nice, but has a problem. Right. Wow. They are sisters, or they are twins?
No, I'm not sure they're related. Yeah. Did I say they were related? Because it just says 2 toddlers. I've read about one. We will try and read into details and share with you. Maybe if you're watching and you feel touched, you want to support this cause, you can either grab the Business and Financial Times we will share a bit more with you. Let's do online now. We'll bring Crystal on the show. We'll go to myjoyonline.com.
Yeah. Sweet Crystal.
Yeah. Auntie Funke, how are you now?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah.
Auntie Funke's not around.
Yes,
She
yes.
travels.
This is Crystal.
Yes.
You're good?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah. So today you're with us because you have come, we're
He's-
sending Roland away.
All right, it's an all-girls thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you, she's peppered them. Well, she says she has no opinion on it.
No.
But
Yeah.
thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having
As always,
me.
I watch you on many of the plays on Roma. I'm an ardent fan of the shows. So
Awesome.
that's great.
You should see Mama V's face. But thank you.
Yeah, so I'm lying.
Mm.
Did I say that? We're doing the online review, so would let you take us through myjoyonline.com if you don't mind.
Okay, so the first story. Fashion Friday, meet Sewa Amakranting, US-based Ghanaian connecting Africa to the world. So what she's doing basically is organizing fashion shows. I think she has 2 a year. And she has other designers from Africa come on board. They send their products and then they showcase them. Initially, she thought that it was going to be an all-black thing.
Okay.
Like Black History Month. How
Yeah.
February goes, exactly.
Yeah.
But then it turned out that she had a lot more support from other people, and so
Oh,
it's
okay.
become a
more like a
regular
routine.
thing. Exactly. So at least once a year she
You
has.
also
it.
have
I
a
think
favorite
it's great.
designer around?
Oh yeah, this is Akweli Wabi actually.
Akweli Wabi,
Akweli Wabi. Wabi, like
Wabi.
like the chateau.
Yeah,
exactly.
wow.
Akweli's fingers.
Yes, I know, right?
Is she
Exactly.
expensive?
She's good. She's affordable. Yes,
Yeah,
she's
I know, right?
affordable.
I've heard that before.
Yeah,
For Mama
quality you've got to pay.
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
Yes, true.
I love it though.
Thank you.
Afro-
Okay, let's move on, Fred. Let's run through the stories on myjoyonline.com.
AGI laments Ghana's drop in global competitiveness ranking. The chairman of the... All right, the next one. Nigeria's child comedian Emanuela to feature in a Disney project. I think this is an amazing story because Emanuela, I remember one of the first episodes. It was just a basic, comedy skits online.
Yeah.
And it spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
And everybody just, continued to follow. And now she's in Disney.
Yeah.
Disney is an amazing opportunity for her. I can't imagine how much she's going to make and the impact she's going to have.
Yeah.
I mean,
Reminds me of our own Abraham Atta.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm just going to add that I hope her handlers take education
Exactly.
very seriously and take advantage of this and educate her.
Yes.
Is she also going to live in the US? Even
yeah.
Abraham, the way
That doesn't
it's
matter.
changed.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, true.
It doesn't matter where you live.
Africa is a
Wait.
is a problem.
It's a problem, eh?
Africa is not a problem. You are the problem.
Oh, do you know we did a song on Pan Latrice?
You did?
You know Pan Latrice?
Not exactly.
Yeah. They're still in use in
You
Ghana.
don't?
No.
Oh, wow.
We'll
have
show
to bring-
you excerpts.
we
It's
have
a
to
Friday,
bring-
but we'll show you.
We'll
It's a
have to
serious
bring
problem.
back that story, but let's finish
I
with
need
the
to see
online
it.
review.
You speak Ghana.
Yes.
Let's-
Yes.
No.
Is he going to?
No, yes,
I-
he is.
Yeah,
Please.
you should have warned me before.
You are warned.
Thank you. Zoom Lion Lords YEA review of sanitation module response to misconceptions. Waste management company Zoom Lion Ghana says it welcomes the Youth Employment Agency's review of the youth in sanitation module. I think Mama V, you sort of touched on this earlier.
Yeah.
Next one, Edward Bauer urges government to shelve plan to reduce thermal components of VRA. Energy expert Edward Bauer has urged government to ensure that power producer Volta River Authority maintains a controlling stake in its thermal operation. I think this is a very, very interesting one. Next, will Ghana lead Anglophone West Africa to a single currency?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, well, our finance minister has assured
Yes.
that we're ever ready.
Nope.
If you look at our figures,
Yes.
you're supposed to, your forex must be stable.
Yes, man's
Yes.
not
Must have a
hot.
and he thinks
Man's not hot.
he thinks that we're ready. So by 2020, which is the new targeted
Target.
year, we would be ready at least to
Yeah.
be one of the
But-
few countries to
No, the
jump
thing
on.
is that the reality. I remember back in the mid-2000s and all that, when we wanted to have all this, because it's been the dreamers for ECOWAS, etc. It's that we need to meet certain criteria. There's certain indicators, like apart
but
from
he is the finance minister. He says we're ready.
We've always been getting there, but we never get there.
So what? We should give up?
No, we're not giving up. We haven't given up the last.
So hang in there. We'll see. We wait to see. We'll see what happens. 2020 is just around the corner.
Maybe I'm a doomsday.
And then if you miss the Newsday Thursday, you know my Joy Online always brings you a brief. So that's what's on the Thursday brief. Mahama blamed for poor corruption rating, campaign against the Ghana, the GLC, LI Mounts. Okay, so that's the legal counsel's, legislative instrument. None more appeals for supporters. Schools, health center are badly affected. These are the stories you find on myjoyonline.com, including many other stories. And then videos as well. So Muntaka Akpenyoma close to getting 183 MPs to throw out GCLLI. So this is one of those legislative instruments that's kind of bringing our MPs together. It's not MPP, NDC. It's all of them.
Crystal, you also want to be a lawyer?
Soon, yes, I do.
What has Pepperdam Sugar got to do with this? Really?
It's a conspiracy.
I don't know. Are men afraid when women want to pursue
I'm the least person to be afraid. I like.
By your comments.
But what's wrong with my comments?
He said Pepperdam.
Women afraid when men make comments. What
like every woman who is assertive, has confidence, knows what she's about.
Exactly.
Must you be pepper them or sugar them?
Oh, please.
Can't you be an individual?
Thank you.
Okay, that will be it. We've run out of time. Katie Roland Walker. So we're going to do. No, we can't do. We can't do.
There are no videos today.
We can't do anything. We have to run because we've got a series of conversations to come. First, we'll bring you sport because Benedict is just around the corner. After which, we're going to do a bit of education on the cesarean section and vaginal birth. Remember that this week we carried a news item that said that according to research, more women are opting, not on doctor's advice though, they are opting to go under the knife. So we will get, we have Dr. Kennedy Brighton joining us for some education. You know, what are the myths, the misconceptions? Is it safe? Can I just ordinarily say that I want to do CS? What's your business if I did that? So we'll have him. And then we will talk some entertainment. This is something that we do once in a while. So AM Talk 10's entertainment talk on the show this morning. We've got Chief Moment. Remember Mansa Musa, the money that he wants to stage that. He says it's just a continuation of Wogbejeke. It's just another phase of Wogbejeke. But then Black Panther came through, and apparently the director even wants to go the line of Mansa Musa, crushing Chief Moment's dream. Or is it true or not? He will be in the studio. We have the Dawn. You say waiting on Hits FM. He will join us as well. And then, we'll have Ola Michael also join us for that conversation. And then we will talk infertility. We've been championing this cause. And last year we talked to two women who had a lot of difficulties giving birth. In fact, gave birth, children died. You know, they had to go through, and they were very brave in sharing their stories with us. There's another phase of their project, and so they'll be on the show this morning as well. So
I look forward to that.
So stay with us, don't go anywhere. Roland, goodbye to you. Is all myself and Crystal till 9 a.m. So stay with us here on the show.
We'll be right back.